live. All right, we are live tonight. Riot Radio, second night in a row.
All right, we are live tonight.
All right, so let's go back to that because we are live tonight for our second night. But tonight's be a little bit different because, as you can see on screen, we really don't have debates set specifically because, as you can see, we have Overlap Station 50 on the screen, which he might have no clue what that is. Nobody probably here does. So we're going to explain that a little bit later. But first, we're going to talk about today's video on the channel was...
Who had the better guitar riffs between Warren DeMartini of Rat and Mick Mars of Motley Crue? It's got a lot of attention. It's a good debate. I mean, a lot of people have chimed in on it.
Yeah.
And I believe Warren DeMartini might be slightly ahead.
I think so, just based on the comments that we've seen already. So, yeah, also...
And we used Dr. Feelgood.
Yes,
and
and we used... Didn't we use Lay It Down?
Yes.
We used Lay It Down from Rat, and we...
And that's one of the best. That's a killer opening riff. Even when the comments said, "Man, that's not fair."
Because, they like they like Mick Mars, but that riff was just so good. Had to go Warren DeMartini there because...
It is. I'm a fan of both of them. So
Yeah.
be interesting how that one plays out over time.
All right, so I think we didn't really cover this too much last night, but from what we did cover from it, we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about AC/DC versus ZZ Top tonight, as he said before.
We thought about doing that as our YouTube short tonight, but we decided to go with the
Other one
for now. Get a little more feedback maybe from folks what they thought about that, if it was a matchup that they'd be interested in talking about. You got two great bands.
Yeah. But many people say you can't really compare the two bands because they're so different, but I think
they're different, but
you can basically compare any band. Basically, it doesn't really matter unless it's a little bit super crazy. Okay, we got the current debate up there: ACC versus ZZ Top. If you're in the chat, go ahead and vote for it. You can type it in. You can also explain too, or just put which one you choose in there because that's the easier way to do it. But
that would be a tough one. I don't know. I said I like them both.
Yeah.
Probably my two favorite bands. So that'd be a tough one.
So now as last night we did our pretty cool reveal of Listen Up Radio. First time we ever revealed the channel Listen Up Radio. I mean, it was been around before that, but we revealed that it was part of Riot Radio, so we can say we did today on Listen Up Radio.
Kind of a deep cut.
We did.
Short, and it was who?
It was a song battle between two pretty fair deep cuts, good songs, but just kind of deep cuts. One was by Ozzy, and one was by Accept, Breaking All the Rules, and Losers and Winners. So, that was not the original idea for the short because I couldn't really think of too much in the morning when I was thinking of the short. So, originally, I decided to do Emerson, Lake and Palmer versus King Crimson was the original short idea.
Prog short.
Yeah, so the thing about that is for King Crimson, obvious what song by King Crimson I use. Probably their biggest song. And by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I use the Car and Evil 9 song. So the beginning, vocals of that song. And I use that clip first, which I think it wasn't a bad choice because the King Crimson clip is actually in black and white. So it did look a little bit better. But yeah, that's what I originally did. I just figured I could think of something better than that because that probably was not quite the audience for the channel, but
yeah, Prog is definitely a certain audience for sure.
Yeah, it is. You either like it or you think it's weird. But I like prog, at least some stuff. Some of it, like, I like Echoes, a really long prog song, but otherwise, I mean, if it's like really, really long, like Supper's Ready, I'm just not a huge fan of that because that's just boring.
Yeah, there are some long songs. Yes, it's a lot of long songs.
Yeah, they do. A lot of they have like a whole album, 4 songs, and like the album's like an hour and a half from 4 songs, like which is kind of crazy. But as you see, I did switch the screen right here to something a little bit different. Riot Radio V2. Like I said before, this is not supposed to be a promotion, but we have a lot of AC/DC and ZZ Top over in Riot Radio V2. I'll do a pretty quick scroll of it just so you can get like the picture of the type of stuff that's on there. Okay, it looks like we got... At one point, it was arranged by bands, but it's not like that anymore. You'll see that whenever we scroll down. Because this is like the 5th or 6th Riot Radio, but there's only 2 in public because the other ones got a little bit crazy.
That's just basically some of the songs that's on our list, our playlist.
Yeah. We also like live cuts, too. So.
Oh, yeah, lots of live cuts.
And we actually have a cover of I Got the Fire, the Montrose cover by Axe on there, which is pretty cool. And
it's a pretty good cover.
It is. The Bomber. That's
James Gang.
Yes.
Lots of Ted Nugent.
Yeah. Wildfire Woman, actually a really good Bad Company song. I think it's kind of a deep track.
It's off
pretty
the
big
Straight
deep track.
Shooter. Yeah, after Straight Shooter, we
Pat
got
Travers.
live Bad Company. Pat Travers, another good one.
This song got banned off of our playlist, but it's still on there. Bad Boys Live, Whitesnake. I don't know what happened there.
Interesting.
I never noticed that before, because it was like Fade of the Black.
Got Faces, got
Poker,
Yellow.
Just good stuff. Trashed by Black Sabbath. We actually have some... We don't do too much 90s. We do have Sober from Tool on there. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. So there's something in Roswell by Saxon, a really good Saxon song.
Because, we enjoy the deep cuts. So there's quite a few deep cuts on there.
Yes. Oh, just a test. Alright. We have some Billy Squier, Victory by Megadeth. Some good stuff. Or coming towards the end here. We got some Push Comes to Shove, Spellbound, Young Enough to Cry, really good. Triumph, deep cut. Never My Life by Mountain, one of the best Mountain songs. New York City by Fist. And
another deep track.
Yeah, so I didn't want to make this a promotion. I'm going to keep the promise that it's not a promotion because we're going to go back to the debate now. AC/DC versus ZZ Top. Let's see what the results are. It looks like AC/DC is winning, which it doesn't really surprise me that much because AC/DC just...
It's a hard one to beat.
It is.
There's this world... No, all over the world.
Yes. Sorry, but yeah, AC/DC's like...
I mean, not like ZZ Top's not, but AC/DC is just hard to beat.
Yeah, and they're still popular today. You see a lot more AC/DC songs in like entertainment, like movies and TV shows. You see a bunch of AC/DC. Like,
of course, you also have the debate, and I think we already did that. Like, I think many people probably done it. Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson.
A million people done that debate.
And we actually did one who could replace Brian Johnson if he retired.
Yeah.
And
we gave Jesse James Dupree, Mark Storrs for the 2 options, and also the Airborne guy. I forgot his name, but he's a pretty good AC/DC sound alike.
Yep, Mark Storrs, of course, is the natural pick, but again, he's in his 70s also. So.
And I think Jesse James Dupree's in his like 60s.
A lot of the comments were like, they should just go ahead and just quit.
Yeah,
if Brian Johnson was retired, but I'm not sure that they would. I think they'd replace him personally, but I mean, you don't know.
And let's get back to this because that's the more important thing. But that was AC/DC Top. Like, some people say it's a pretty one-sided debate. I believe there's good, like, for both decisions. Now we're gonna go. Actually, we're gonna change the debate over a little bit to a progressive rock debate. I just kind of thought of this one in my head. Triumph versus Rush. Both Canadian bands, right?
That is correct.
All right, let's change this up.
I think Rush.
Okay, Triumph versus Rush is the current debate.
I like Triumph better.
I like Triumph better also because I just believe that, like, Rush, if I were to say which band's more prog, I would definitely say Rush is more prog, because Triumph has some songs that like some blues type songs that like cross over to other genres, like
the songs the drummer sings. I like.
Yes.
He's got some of the better songs. My favorite is Allied Forces.
oh yeah, Allied Forces. There's also Spellbound.
Spellbound
He
is
sings.
good.
Doesn't the drummer sing "Young Enough to Cry"? I think
Yes, he does.
he does. So yeah, that's
Ordinary Man. I can't remember if it's.
I think it's the singer who actually sings "Ordinary Man." I believe it is. But if you have not listened to "Ordinary Man" yet, it's a really good Triumph song.
Isn't it off Allied Forces?
It is.
It is off Allied Forces, I believe.
And yeah, that's just a really good song by Rush. They have some good songs too. Like "The Weapon" is a song that I can think of that's a really good song.
Oh, of course, I like Working Man's a good
Working
rocker.
Man. And also, I think that's their number
2112.
2112. You can see it. It's actually on our Spotify playlist. 2112 right here. It's, believe it or not, it's 21 minutes and 12 seconds long. It's a really long song. The thing about 2112 is some parts of it are good and some parts of it are slower. So it's kind of hard to maintain the same like amazingness of a song for 21 minutes and 12 seconds sometimes, because Pink Floyd Echoes is just cool. Great song, Pink Floyd Echoes, but in general, Triumph versus Rush, they're pretty both, I would say they're both equal, and Rush is obviously, there's way more listeners than Spotify than Triumph, because Triumph, like, when there was a tribute album for Triumph made about a year ago. I remember about this time a year ago, we listened to it, and it was like, I forgot who did Allied Forces. I think Dee Snider did Fight the Good Fight.
Did he? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I just think from remembering that.
A lot of people were on that, though.
There was some big names, some smaller names. There's also a Bad Company one too, where Def Leppard did Seagull. That's really all I remember for that one. So, also that was a pretty good debate, but there's really nothing else to be said about that. It's time to determine the winner of the debate, and
It's like Rush, doesn't it?
yeah, it looks like Rush is the winner of that debate. So, he was pretty close though. I would say pretty balanced out. So, the next debate we should we do blues debate, like a southern rock debate?
We could do Leonard Skinner versus Allman Brothers.
All right. Oh, all right.
Oh man, Allman like that.
All right. How do you?
L-A-L-M-A-N.
Man, brothers. Oh, good thing that didn't go far. Verse.
Can't remember if it was 2 L's or 1. But that's all right.
I think that's how you spell Leonard Skinner. I guess usually in our shorts or whatever we spell it, and like any replies on Twitter, we do have to check the spelling because it's not spelled how you think that's spelled, and if we spell something wrong, just correct it. Like 2 L's.
I thought.
Yeah. Oh, that was close. That's about to go really bad. All right. Allman Brothers versus Leonard Skinner. Good thing we corrected that mistake, because both the bands would have been spelled pretty wrong. But let's see. Did I spell? I looked like I spelled Leonard Skinner right. I'm starting to memorize how to spell it because. All right, let's get into this debate seriously.
Some people will claim the Allman Brothers is not Southern rock. It's more like a jam band, but I still call it Southern rock. And of course, like Leonard Skinner, that's the definition of Southern rock right there.
It
Leonard
is.
Skinner.
Yeah, when you think of Southern rock, I think of Leonard Skinner.
But I think also Allman Brothers, again, some people say,
Yeah.
they're a jam band. They're not a Southern rock band. They have some long songs.
They do.
too.
All right, I'm going to talk about it. They have the longest song ever, not counting like stupid stuff that's way longer than you might think. But the Allman Brothers song is called Mountain Jam. It's, I think, 35 or 36 minutes long.
Yeah.
That goes up there with like the Supper's Ready, like the Yes songs, like it's up there. Like also Jethro Tull is the second longest song.
Which is, I thought was crazy.
Thick as a brick. It's
And that song, the radio is one is short. I never knew they had some really
long version
of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really long because I remember somewhere I went. I don't think you were there, and it was like they had a whole section. It was like some antique store. Had a whole section of Jethro Tull albums, and Thick as a Brick, like 2 songs in that whole album because it takes up the whole thing. The first song does, but getting back to Leonard Skinner versus the Allman Brothers, I would say if I had to choose myself, I'd probably say Leonard Skinner because they have a lot of great songs, but I think they do have way less albums than Allman Brothers because not counting like the stuff after Street Survivors because.
You mean when after the plane crash when it
Yeah.
started? Yeah.
That's not really. There's nothing much after that. I don't think.
They had a few decent songs.
But I usually
A few.
a few. I think. I forgot what that one was called. Wasn't it called Red, White, and Blue?
That's not a. That's a pretty.
That's a good song after the Street Survivors. But Allman Brothers, I like No One Left to Run With Anymore by the Allman Brothers.
Now Whipping
Open
Post.
Post. Just the
Midnight Rambler.
Midnight Rambler, and it just. I mean, I think I know who's gonna win this debate, but I'm taking a look right now who's winning the debate so far. It looks like Leonard Skinner won the debate pretty good, and not surprising because Leonard Skinner has some songs that you still hear a lot today, like Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird, so that's how Leonard Skinner won that one probably.
I wonder how that would do if we actually did that on our show.
I don't know.
We've never done a Southern rock debate.
We never have, because we don't really believe that's truly our audience. There's not many people out there who would enjoy that, but the people who would enjoy that would comment, because there's no place on YouTube where you find Allman Brothers versus Leonard Skinner. There's really no place but Rivalry.
Really?
Yeah, like, there's really no...
How do you know?
I mean, I remember we're the only one doing what we do. We've tried to find it many times before, and
maybe we should put it out there one day.
Maybe we should, but the next debate is going to be something... Let's go a little bit harder stuff with... I'm going to probably not do much thrash metal because that's not our audience, but I want to do Black Sabbath. Who do you want to go up against Black Sabbath? Because...
Well...
Should we do a mismatch? Black Sabbath versus The Who?
That would be a mismatch. I would say more like a Led Zeppelin.
Well, we've already done that many times on our channel. Like, we've done that in many different ways. Like, we've done Jimmy Page versus Tony Iommi. That one's kind of had, like, I don't remember who actually won that, but that's been done many times before. So, let's do Black Sabbath
The Who
versus The Who.
or Pink Floyd. Who's more of an iconic?
All right, I'll do Black Sabbath versus Pink Floyd. Who's more iconic? All right, Pink Floyd.
Or who's more influential or iconic? Either one.
Who we remembered in 100 years?
We already did that. What'd you say?
More iconic? Influential, iconic.
Whatever.
That is iconic because it's easier to put down. Who's more iconic? Black Sabbath versus Pink Floyd. Let's talk about this because Pink Floyd, I think Pink Floyd's going to win this one.
Really?
I do.
On our channel.
I'm just saying in general, not really our channel, because I don't know if our returning viewers that see this live stream or if new people see the live stream, random people get this poll, then there's a really clear winner. It's going to be Pink Floyd because I think one of the more iconic things about Pink Floyd is basically when you think of prog rock, they're really the thing you think of because they've all like the biggest prog rock bands like My Fault, Your Fault, Nobody's Fault. They have like the most like hits, and they also have like a lot of stuff, and they have some weird stuff too, but they kind of some normal stuff, some good stuff. But I believe the reason that Pink Floyd is more iconic and will be around in probably 100 years, even though that's not the original debate question, but I think that the album covers really play a part in that. Like the Dark Side of the Moon, like now you see that everywhere you go, the Dark Side of the Moon, and
I mean Black Sabbath
is iconic too. Like Paranoid, I forget that Paranoid might be.
Of course, you can't compare the two. Yeah,
I know we're gonna see a lot of those. Actually, something we already said, the two cannot be compared. Well, the thing with that is that any bands can be compared, any two bands, because it's not like there's a specific rule on who can be compared and who can't. So I can even compare Christopher Cross versus Slayer.
Oh Lord! Well, that's a little crazy.
That is crazy, but it can't be
who
compared.
was more popular?
That can be the comparison. I mean, like, not like who rocks harder. That's not a good comparison. That's really not. But who's more popular? That's definitely a good comparison because
That's just an example how you could get away with comparing the something like that, which we would not do. But
we wouldn't do that. There's no way. I remember we tried to do a joke thing, and it didn't really work out that well because people took the joke seriously and actually thought it was like a real video. So
it's the thing. Sometimes people take this stuff way too serious.
That's true.
And it's just it's a fun debate. That's what we try to do, and not get people all mad.
That's true.
That's what some people might try to do to get engagement, but we just want good, clean engagement with people having a good debate.
All right. So, I mean, the reason let's listen on the screen for a second is because, I'm pretty new to doing these live streams, so I had to make sure I was going live on the right channel, which we are. We're going live on Riot Radio because that would be a disaster if we went live on, some other unrelated channel. That would be a disaster. But, anyways, back to the debate, yeah, people do take this stuff pretty seriously sometimes, and some people say, the clip's bad, and we have no clue what we're talking about, but most of the time we know what we're talking about. So
yeah, we're not perfect. I'm not expert.
No.
Not Eddie Trunk.
Yeah, Eddie Trunk.
But
we know what we're talking about most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes thrash metal might be an exception, but
not an expert on every band and every subject, but do have some knowledge enough to, I think, put out a good debate on.
Yeah. So.
But lately, we want to hear from y'all.
Yeah. Speaking of hearing from y'all, we do have the results for this debate, which, all right, the results.
Very Friday night's a low turnout, which is fine. So
yeah, this debate.
So it's kind of a hard to judge with that little turnout, but
it's probably going to be Pink Floyd. I'm gonna say. People said Pink Floyd. Somebody said Black Sabbath, obviously, and some people said Pink Floyd because the album covers, which relatable. Now the next debate. Or do you want to move into the overlap station? Or do you think you have time for a few more debates? Maybe one or two?
No, I'd say should we talk about today's with the comments? Show some of the comments from today's video.
Reading the comments, that's good. All right.
Yeah, I mean we had the Warren DeMartini, McMars do have some comments we'd like to read, see what people had to say about that short. It's early. It's only been out. What time is it? Maybe going on 4 hours, or about 4.5 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
So sometimes it takes a while Sometimes it takes 24 hours for these things to get. It's weird how it works, but
it is.
But this one's got enough comments we could spend a little couple of minutes on.
Okay, let's cut all that stuff off, and I'll cut this off for a second while I get onto the comments screen. Here we go, the comments. Exactly what we're looking for. Let's turn it on so we can read some comments.
Except the first one.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk a little bit about the first one. Why? If you look at this person, it's kind of like a random name, randomly generated name. And the reason this person put the editing is amazing, because the editing is kind of the least important part of a Riot Radio video, so saying that's amazing is a little bit crazy. So, it's a bot comment, it's pretty obvious. The person joined a minute after.
Yeah.
Person joined a minute after they went on and commented on our video. Or if it was a real person, that'd be good. The first thing I do when I get on YouTube is make a beeline to our video, but that's a bot, obviously, so we're going to move on. Well, Motley's my favorite band, but it's not fair to play Rats Lay It Down. That's a great riff.
Yeah, it's a hard one to beat.
It is. I think this one, it got 2 likes. It's a pretty relatable comment. And we'll probably just move on. No favorite. They both are great. That's another good comment. And that can be hard. Move on to, this is not even on today's video. It's on yesterday's video. What's a Saxon?
Oh, yeah.
What's a Saxon? Should we put?
It's a British metal band. But that's all right.
I think we can probably just leave that where it is, because if they wanted to know, they'd look it up. They wouldn't just comment, what's a Saxon? All right, let's say they're a foreigner, but I'll leave it. But Mick Mars all day, every day in this comparison. Hard, because I think the first person we've actually seen with a...
Mick Mars.
Yeah, with the first person we've seen with a definitive answer. Now, metal, rock more like it. That's a skip. That's just somebody correcting something in the video. Warren by far. Warren always. Warren by far.
See,
Warren. Dokken. That's on the Dokken video. Motorhead and which metal band are you cranking up? Somebody liked that too. AC/DC and which rocks harder? Like we skipped. Metallica. This is a typical thrash metal comment right here. Like they take the time to comment stupid and make it look stupid with these stars and Megadeth. They all suck, especially Lynch. That's a crazy comment. Alright, really? I think at this point we're kind of getting this stuff that's just stupid stuff. Like, yo, nothing. Like, at this point, like, Merciful Fate, let's talk about that. We listened, like, one of the songs today, and, like,
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't, like, one of the best songs ever. Like, I think, like, we've seen so much Merciful Fate action, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about them.
I don't know anything about Merciful Fate. I know
Well,
it's
listen, we will try to listen to some of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the comments, put them in there.
I'm just kind of like going through this to make sure I didn't miss anything actually serious. Both terrible for their third albums. This guy's every Megadeth album. Don't care to make a choice. Then I don't care to heart the comment. Rammstein, Sebastian Bosch is my pick. What video is that on? Bruce Dickinson versus Dio. And somebody actually had a good reply. Skid Row wasn't an option, buddy.
Yeah, right.
I think at this point we're kind of past the comments that actually matter. Alright, let's scroll up.
All right, maybe we should talk about one more thing for the night.
One more debate?
No. You know, in the show, we talk about our other show.
Oh yeah, what's coming up
Briefly.
for this? Or should we talk about Listen Up Radio? Should we? Or did we already talk about Listen Up Radio?
Yeah, I think you mentioned the short we did today.
Yeah, we don't really need to go any more in depth onto it. So let's go put everything back up that should be up originally. We can click on this. That's not what we're going to click on. We're going to go here. This is our set list. We're going to scroll here to overlap station 50, and we're going to talk what that means right now. Let's move this over. And let's actually move this up a little bit because it's the main thing we're talking about. And okay, set list time. Overlap station 50. I know before we didn't really want to make this an advertisement, but we're just end the show talking about
We're
it.
just going to talk about something else we do.
Overlap
If you
station.
like music, we just have a show on. You explain it. To
Alright,
us.
so Stationhead. Nobody knows what Stationhead is. Like, has like 500,000 downloads, and it's just an obscure platform. We were trying to do a show, but we couldn't on YouTube since copyright. So we asked like an AI about like platforms to do that on, and Stationhead was really the only thing. So it's kind of just like a radio station platform, but free. So we're gonna have the link to it in the description of the stream, and we have it in today's video. It's stationhead.com/pinballwizard. Go there right now. Actually, don't go there right now. We're gonna go live in like 30 minutes. So
9:30.
yeah.
Yeah, if you like to listen to music, we do a show playing deep cuts and some
All that
live
stuff.
tunes
Yeah.
and some mainstream songs also. But we'll show you a little bit of
The set list.
some of it, what we're going to be playing.
I think they're gonna actually see all of it from this, but
And if you have any suggestions, let us know.
let us know.
We'll see if we can put it on there. Maybe not tonight,
But
or maybe tonight.
maybe
We'll
tonight.
see if we get any good
Let's
suggestions.
Scroll down. Okay.
We're not going to read every song.
We're not gonna read every song. We're just gonna go to one
We're opening the show with a live cut of Battering
Battering
Ram
Ram.
by Saxon.
which it is what it is. It's Battering Ram. I'll say a little bit about Analog Man. That nobody knows this song. Like, it's a really big deep cut off of the Rise of Chaos album. A really good album. Like, that's one of those albums I think every song's good on. And this is just another good song off that album. Let's see the next one we can talk about. You can talk about this one a little bit. It's like, who's in the
Hollywood
band?
T's Girl, I believe was Phil Collin from Def Leppard's band before he joined Def Leppard.
Yes. And
a live cut from Heaven
Heaven
and
and Hell,
Hell,
same
Shadow
band
of the
that-
Wind.
it's the same like album with the Children of the Sea Listen Up on it. And we
Evil
feature some
That-
bands from our YouTube shorts right here. And we have a Kiss doubleheader after that.
We have
Then-
Invincible Shield from
Which
Judas
is
Priest, which that was a good album.
Queen of the Masquerade by Crimson Glory.
It's kind of a deep cut.
It is.
And we end the show with some
Safe in New York City
off
by
the Stiff Upper Lip album. So that's kind of a little
like rundown of the show.
So if you're bored or you just want to rock out tonight, tune us in at 9:30 and hope to see you. On that note, we can just
probably just like I'll put the thing on the top of the stream. We'll have it going for like a minute. .com/pinballwizard. There you go. It's up there right now. And station.com/pinballwizard.
So maybe hope to see some of y'all or hear from some of y'all in the show.
Yes.
But that about wraps it up for this little live stream. We'll probably do one again next week sometime. Yeah. And we'll continue talking about rock and roll.
Yeah, so.
And give us, like I said, some comments of what you think, what you'd like to hear.
All right, so before we end this off, I'm going to say one thing. If for like an offline debate, something for you to think about and comment on the next stream, which song rocks harder? Danger by Kiss or Rock and Roll Hell by Kiss?
It's off the Creatures of the Night album.
Think about it and tell us the results for the next stream. And I didn't mean to click that. All right. So that's probably just end the stream because we have a show to do.
Rock and roll.